Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Down TV. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for brand new content. This your boy Goldmouth Shorty. Let me get straight down to business. Today we finna talk about that boy Flav. Now everybody know Flav from Public Enemy, and he had the TV show. You know what I mean, the reality TV show. But y'all don't know, man. Flavor of Love, man. He had a real bad crack addiction. You know what I mean. He was one of them dudes that couldn't never stay free from jail, man. He just couldn't get away from the long arm of the law. You know what I mean? He had a troubled past, and he got a bad criminal record and a bad history. From domestic violence to shooting a neighbor over his girlfriend in a dispute. The nigga had 3 years paper, got caught riding on a bicycle with a pound of weed in his jacket. He was jumping out of a cab with a loaded gun and a fanny pack and 3 vials of crack. You know what I mean? This the same nigga that was performing and crack came out of his pocket on stage. Talking about Mr. Flavor Flav, man. You know what I mean? Chuck D tried his best, you know what I mean, to keep the group together, you know what I mean? Very conscious with the politics and stuff, the Black Lives Matter movement, Black Panther Party movement, and they was like up with hope, down with dope. You know what I mean? Crack is whack. And all these chants they was, going around the United States doing from Philly to New York, DC, LA, Washington State. You know what I mean? Them boys was just letting the world know, man, hey, we what it is, Black Power. And then, we gonna make sure our black people not blind to the facts. But Flavor Flav wasn't really on that shit. That Black Power shit, to be honest with you. Cause the first chance he got, when he got away from the boys, was, slip in the cut and buy him a dime rock. Just a smoke or a Nick rock. Cause he was a experimental dude. You know what I mean? He always wore the shades, he always wore the clout. He had the gold teeth. He was just a different type of dude. You know what I mean? He used to smoke lace blunts all the time. You feel me? And he was one of them New York niggas, man. Walk around with a radio, crack vials in his pocket, weed on him. And he just want to chill and party, but at the same time, he was hooked on that free base. Wasn't nothing like that free base. You know what I mean? Buddy was spending $2,500 a day for 6 years on crack. But he stayed fly now because, he was touching mills back then. Just to see Flavor Flav, you have to pay 30 racks. The group was getting somewhere like 60 or 70 racks. But Chuck D had to pay everybody, and Flavor Flav was just a hype man, and he was still getting money. You know what I mean? 5, 6 years later, off the same song that he didn't even do nothing off of, he was getting paid. But he was partying his money away. He was getting in trouble in New York. He couldn't drive because, everybody out there drive like a maniac. So he would try to walk around, but he would get into fights with drug dealers, and niggas would try to rob him and stick him up. So he would find himself blasting that nigga, shooting that nigga, smoking crack in the alleys, in the hallways. He was a night walker. He would go to other sides of the country and, get loaded. Because, he didn't want the dudes from Public Enemy to find out about it. And one time he was being late for shows and stuff, and it was Professor X had ran down on him and kicked him in his chest and told him to put the crack down. You know what I mean? Because this nigga was like G Money or something. You know what I mean? A Pookie or something from, New Jack City, bruh. But he stayed fly, $1,000 jackets on. You know what I mean? Gucci. You know, he have his little clock on. Got his gold teeth done in New York downtown district. Or sometimes he would go to Atlanta and get his goals done from Eddie. Eddie did his gold teeth too. But he used to love to smoke rocks no matter where he went. He had to have his pipe with him too. He would just walk around with all these clothes on and say you gotta go take a piss, and then he'll go beam the rock. You know what I mean? Then he come back dancing and acting all funny and stuff like that, sweating with the glasses on. He been to hit the rock, man, and that will give him his motivation to act funny and act crazy and stuff. It was all because of the crack. And when he couldn't get no crack, man, he would just get violent and start shooting at people, and everything would turn for the worse. You know what I mean? He beat up his girlfriend. You know, he almost went homeless. You know what I mean? When he was out there in L.A., man. That's why he always go back to L.A. and talk to the homeless and stuff like that on Skid Row, because he was like, man, I was so close to being on Skid Row that I done went to jail, violated so many times, and, got caught with marijuana driving tickets and battery cases, assault cases. I was finna lose everything. Chuck D didn't want nothing else to do with me. The whole fucking country didn't want nothing to do with me. I was blackballed. But some type of way, I pulled myself up out of that thing. And I had to go get a white girl. So everything I did was just a disrespect from what Chuck D wanted me to be. He wanted me to have a black girl. Flavor Flav did everything Chuck D told him not to do in the music business. If he told him don't hang with this person, don't do a song with him, guess what? Flavor Flav did it. Flavor Flav that had about 5 restaurants. Most of them shut down. Bad business and ventures. He got into a fight up in the casino. Flavor would have killed that nigga, Chico, if they'd have been outside, but he don't live that life no more. But y'all tell me what y'all think about my boy Flavor Flav bouncing back, man. Peace, I'm out.